Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, afternoon,
Morning.
Miss Shireen. So today we're going to be presenting our slides on human rights, and we're going to be performing and explaining the poem "Still I Rise" by Maya Angelou. Okay.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies.
You may trot me in the very dirt,
But still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom?
'cause I walk like I've got oil wells
Pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides,
just like hope springing high.
still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Both head and lowered eyes,
Shoulders falling down like teardrops.
weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard?
'Cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard.
You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes.
You may kill me with your hatefulness,
But still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise?
that I dance like I've got diamonds
At the meeting of my thighs. Out of the huts of history's shame,
I rise.
Up from a past that rooted in pain, I rise.
I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide,
Welling and
And
swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear,
I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave.
I am the dream and the hope of the slave.
I rise.
I rise.
I rise.
We rise.
Okay, so that was our poetry slam type of thing. Now we will move on to our slides. I hope you can see it. Okay.
I guess so. Okay, Lani.
So I will be presenting on Maya Angelou's life and work. Okay, so oh my god.
Okay, you present
So
you.
basically, who is Maya Angelou? She's an American author, actress, screenwriter, dancer, poet, and civil rights activist, best known for her 1969 memoir "I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings," which made literary history as it was the first non-fiction bestseller by an African American woman. In her early life, Maya Angelou had a very difficult childhood. Her parents split up when she was very young, and as an African American, she experienced first-hand racial prejudices and discrimination in Arkansas. At 7, Angelou was raped by her mother's boyfriend. She was so traumatized by the entire experience that she stopped talking and returned to Arkansas as a virtual mute. Next. In her later life and work, she married lots of husbands and had an illegitimate son. In 1950s, her acting career started to pop off. So she was really good at acting. She acted in tons of dramas and plays. She won lots of awards for it. And later, she joined the community of revolutionists, returnees exploring a pan-Africanism, and became close with the human rights activist and black nationalist leader Malcolm X. However, these works later stopped when Malcolm was assassinated. Then she started writing poems and books to reflect the things that she's learned in her life, such as the poem we recited just now, I Rise. After publishing Caged Bird, she broke new ground, artistically, educationally, and socially, with her drama Georgia, which made her the first African American woman to have her screenplay produced. Woo! Go Maya. Okay.
Okay. For the next one is the first question that we get, which is what forms of oppression does the poem about? Okay, so to understand about the form of poem, I think it's essential for us to understand the definition of oppression. So oppression can be referred to an authoritarian regime controlling its citizen via state control of politics, the monetary system, media, and the military, denying people any meaningful human or civil rights, and terrorizing the populace through harsh, unjust punishment and a hidden network of obsequious informants reporting to a vicious secret police force. So to make things simple, it's like when someone didn't get what they should get, as in human rights or civil rights, it will be called as oppression. So, to understand why this poem consists of several forms of oppression, so we need to go back a bit to know about the behind story of the poems. So, Maya Angelou is an African American, as stated by Raina, born in Missouri in 1928. So, Missouri is a place in United States that racial oppression quite a lot occur there. So that's the reason why she came up with this kind of poems. At this era, like the era where Maya was born, there are no more slavery culture. However, racial segregation still occur in USA for African American. They are very racist toward African and those people with black, like these terms they call it colorism, which is same as racism, but this is oppression towards someone with black color, extra melanin. So to address this mistreatment, that's the reason why Maya come up with this poem in 1978. Okay, sorry. Okay, so what we found out when we are analyzing the poem, we found there are 3 types of oppression. And before that, if you read the poem, you could see from stanza 1 to 7, the line is like 4 per stanza. However, for 8 and 9, 8 is 6 and 9 is 9 if I'm not mistaken. The reason why Maya come up with this kind of format is due because from stanza 1 to stanza 7, she's talking about her own experience and the mistreatment she encountered in her life. While for stanza 8 and 9, she's talking as African American. So that's the reason why she made the poem that way. So for the first operation, which is the gender operation, which can be clearly seen in stanza 7, from the first line, which is, does my sexiness upset you? This is because back in the day, they believed that a girl should possess certain characteristics. So a girl should be very polite, very soft and stuff, and this sexiness is not something that is considered okay. They will criticize someone with sexy attitude. So the next one is operation 2, operation on appearance, or for its term they use it as lookism or colorism. Lookism is like they have standard for beauty such as size, facial shape, and colorism, as I mentioned before, it's the color, like white over black. So from stanza 7, at the meeting of my thigh. So from this line, we could see that there is standard for beauty because, as we know, all girls want thigh gap. So at the meeting of the thigh, here shows that Maya is someone with a big size. I don't know whether it's okay to say so, but so she's trying to say that even though she's dancing with without thigh gap, she could shine like a diamond.
Yeah.
And also there's line with black ocean. Black ocean is a metaphor to show that yes, she is a black woman. However, she could be an ocean that could destroy someone who come against her. So the third operation is racial oppression, which we could see throughout the poem, but mostly presented in stanza 8 and 9 because she talked about her race instead of about herself. And how could we really know that it's about her race? As we can see, she mentioned about ancestor, like ancestor pain rooted back in histories, because we know back in history, African received mistreatment in USA. So that's what we found. Okay, next.
Okay, moving on to the third question. How does the poet celebrate the strength of the human spirit. Okay, so like my friends mentioned just now, this Still I Rise poem is all about rising from being discriminated. So Still I Rise shows a vivid message of endurance, hope, and strength. So the message of Maya Angelou's, she wants she knows that all audiences can face their personal hardships. No matter the color of your skin or gender, Maya Angelou's works are timeless testaments to the potential of the human spirit to overcome adversity, and constant reminders that even if the world is against us, we must still
Rise!
Okay, so I Rise is repeated throughout the poem in different contexts to show that she will succeed despite all efforts to erase her history. Because they know that they're trying to silence her voice and bring her down with hate. But she actually wants to refer I as the whole community of African American in this poem. And then the poem also illustrates and emphasizes how marginalized, oppressed minorities rise up against prejudice and injustice despite their lower position. And so one of my opinion is that the poem, the equality suggested is one that comes with the essence of the oppressed, confirmed through the repetition of I rise, and related images such as moon, sun, and tides words. It shows that there is a concept of hope, of they will fight, they will win, or maybe they will have more opportunities on being, not successful. How to say? More
Free.
freedom.
Yeah,
Freedom.
Okay, these are just extra facts. Angelou incorporates similes like "but still like dust I'll rise." Okay, the reason is that it creates this simile so that the audience can experience imagery. It helps the readers to picture the rising cloud of dust in his or her mind, or maybe a big cloud of
Imagination.
Okay, so Angelou's use of simile, it helps deepens the meaning of the poem by giving the reader a tangible connection, like the word dust, and it helps to connect with the deeper themes of the poem. And it also shows that throughout the poem that the language has been used as an instrument of racial oppression, because you know that words are very powerful. Instead of action, words sometimes may have a different approach of hurting people. So even to this day, people of color are subjected to racial epithets on a depressingly regular basis, but still, we as young generation, we need to transcend such hate speech and proudly affirm our identity not only as Malaysian, but in this poem, Maya Angelou's African American society, but we also must
Rise.
Okay,
Okay, to add up a bit more, for those that have like insecurities about their looks, they could refer to these poems because it really promotes self-love and also confidence. So girl out there, anyone, love the way you are because it's you.
Love yourself.
Like we do.
Last. No, kita kena buat thumbnail.
This taking
okay.
such a long time, you know.
Okay, dah. Okay, sekejap. Okay, dah. Okay.